Zayn has been the most reclusive member of One Direction since he stepped into the spotlight. He has managed to continue to make headlines despite arguably being the most private One Direction member. He was the first member to leave the group, and naturally had a ton of PR surrounding his debut. Pillow Talk was an instant smash, shooting to #1 all across the globe. He was primed to be the next superstar. He was also the most vocally talented singer out of One Direction. His artistry kind of fits within the Justin Timberlake and moody R&B and pop lane. He very clearly listened to a lot of R&B when he was growing up. He was the only member to take such an R&B heavy route in his solo career. All of his music isn't R&B, still most of it is R&B influenced. And Zayn also initially had a very R&B image, love song, ladies man, and a supreme tenor range. His debut album Mind of Mine was quite effortless and went off without a hitch, although Pillow Talk was the only real bona fide hit from the album. Personally, I never really cared for Pillow Talk, but I did understand the appeal of it. I think it was largely propelled by his leaving the group hype and its catchiness. The album was still a great success. Zayn became the first British male artist to debut at #1 in both the UK and USA with a debut single and debut studio album. Before his second album, Zayn began stumbling a bit. He had two great successes, one with superstar Taylor Swift called I Don't Want to Live Forever, and Dusk Till Dawn with songstress Sia. Although big, these songs were a bit indistinguishable for Zayn, the equivalent to the passable 2010s EDM hook singers. He appeared a bit directionless, failing to cement his niche. He also expressed discontent with extreme promo with his then upcoming album Icarus Falls. I don't really want to do shitloads of promotion, he told Vader. I'll do the music interviews and stuff like that actually have something to do with what I'm doing, but a lot of the public interviews and being on TV to me is more about being a social character, about being a, what's the word for it, when people are on TV but don't do anything, reality TV stars. I don't buy into that side of things. I just want to do my music. If people hear about me from their friend, it's cooler than me being in their face all the time. Zayn has been very open about his struggle with anxiety. It seems like he wants a more low-key approach like the likes of Frank Ocean, but the difference is Zayn is making uber commercial music, is signed to a commercial label, and came from a super commercial group, so I could understand how that could also interfere with his personal desires. Though it was originally scheduled to release in 2017, his second album experienced a slight delay and Icarus Falls dropped in 2018. The sales were so low in the USA that there were no reported units. However, it was reported in the UK, where the album sold 3,000 copies first week. A considerable decrease from his first record, which sold 157,000 album equivalent units first week. He seemed to have lost complete control over his career around this time. In April 2018, his long-term manager, Sarah Stinnett, terminated her relationship with Zayn, stating he was challenging to work with. Zayn welcomed his first child with supermodel Gigi Hadid in 2020, and after a 3-year break, he returned with his third album, conveniently titled Nobody Is Listening. The album achieved no hits, although it did fare slightly better than Icarus Falls first week. It debuted at number 44 on the Billboard Hot 200, selling 14.7k copies first week. In 2021, more controversy arose. Malik and Hadid ended their relationship after Hadid's mother accused Malik of striking her in October 2021. Malik entered a no-contest plea to 4 charges of harassment against Hadid's mother Yolanda. Court papers stated that Malik grabbed and shoved her into a dresser, causing mental anguish and physical pain, and said lewd, lascivious, threatening, or obscene words. He was sentenced by a Pennsylvania court to 360 days of probation and to complete anger management and domestic violence education programs, which is insane and something many people wouldn't expect from him. And it goes to show once again that no matter how anyone publicly portrays themselves, we do not know what happens behind closed doors. Zayn responded to this news on his Twitter account. As you all know, I'm a private person, and I very much want to create a safe and private space for my daughter to grow up in. A place where private family matters aren't thrown on the world stage for all to poke and pick apart. In an effort to protect that space for her, I agreed to not contest claims arising from an argument I had with a family member of my partner's who entered our home while my partner was away several weeks ago. This was and still should be a private matter, but it seems for now there's a divisiveness, and despite my efforts to restore us to a peaceful family environment that will allow me to co-parent my daughter in a manner in which she deserves, this has been leaked to the press. He said that he is hopeful that he and everyone involved can heal from the harsh words shared, and more importantly, I remain vigilant to protect Kai and give her the privacy she deserves. I adamantly deny striking Yolanda Hadid, and for the sake of my daughter, I decline to give any further details, and I hope that Yolanda will reconsider her false allegations and move towards healing these family issues in private, he told TMZ. He denies striking Yolanda, but say this is not true somehow. There was still an altercation, and it's very obvious Zayn has a lot going on behind the scenes and in his personal life. After this incident, things took a huge turn in his career as well. Zayn reportedly lost his recording contract with RCA Records after his third album, Nobody Is Listening, stalled on the charts, and with reports of him being difficult to work with. It seems like a cultivation of personal issues, his anxiety accompanied with his own lack of promo, his sometimes banal musical output, and issues with his record label that led Zayn to the sour spot he's in now. He started out very strong, but honestly, if he's wise with his money, I doubt he'd ever have to work another day in his life or worry about his music not doing well, being that he is a part of the biggest group of the 2010s that is still very loved by their respective fan base. The pop star life appears to be secondary to Zayn. It's clear that Zayn isn't interested in being a musical juggernaut, and I mean, can you blame him? He's been working since he was a kid, and it seems like his personal life issues is taking up a lot of his time. Zayn's idealized potential that he showed at the beginning of his career has always been more compelling than the actual product he's released.